Time is a slippery devil. Our lives are sudden. They come and go like a summer shower.
How do you make your loved ones proud? It's a question that's been with me for as long as I can remember, but ultimately, one little episode helped me realize something about myself. Summer Showers is my favorite episode of Adventure Time. It's a short and succinct story that tackles a lot of themes that are dear to my heart. We follow Jake's daughter Viola as she navigates her first foray into the acting world. I watched this episode when it first aired, and here I am in 2023 analyzing it. Adventure Time is really good at making these simple yet beautiful stories, and I really wanted to analyze and talk about this one. Viola auditions for Summer Showers, a play written and directed by Lumpy Space Princess. Despite a sincere reading, LSP makes Viola her assistant. Viola meets Jake at a nearby restaurant. Embarrassed, she lies that she got the part. Jake, who is proud of his actress daughter, mentions that he feels that he might not have been that great a dad, but seeing Viola succeed makes his life worth it. They begin to encourage each other, but LSP texts Viola to get back to the theater, where she publicly berates her. Viola, in charge of the special effects, must cover Mr. Cupcake with water to make it look like he's come in out of the rain. LSP yells that Viola's first effort has too much water, and her second effort, spraying Mr. Cupcake with misted water, has too little. LSP takes Viola up to the roof of the theater and orders her to fill up a notebook with drawings of raindrops for accuracy on the effects. LSP expresses how important this play is to her, how she wants to receive the same kind of respect as a princess that someone like Princess Bubblegum gets. Viola asks LSP if she has thought about talking to someone about her insecurities, to which LSP retorts that she has Viola. LSP leaves Viola on the rooftop and she thoughtfully works at drawing raindrops. Returning, she finds the door locked and teleports back to the stage, shocking LSP, who locked her up there in the first place. Viola's rain effect finally passes LSP's approval. Time passes as rehearsals for the play continue. Viola works at a number of tasks while mouthing along to the lead character's dialogue as the actors rehearse, having memorized the part. On opening night, before the play can start, Tree Trunks tells LSP that she has to drop out as the lead. An outraged LSP freaks out and wonders who has the play memorized. She seems to be talking to Viola, then promptly declares herself the lead. Sick of LSP bossing her around, Viola teleports LSP to the Ice King's lair and takes the lead. A furious LSP makes her way back to the theater. While on stage, Viola delivers a sincere, heartfelt performance. Jake is riveted. LSP finally returns as the play is about to end, but she decides to sit down and watch Viola deliver the closing lines. Though the crowd's clapping is polite at best, Jake uses his stretchy powers to create multiple other arms and fill the room with thunderous applause for his daughter. After the play, Jake and the others praise Viola backstage. She's about to praise the writer, LSP, but she barges in. LSP was really impressed by Viola's raindrops, and to a lesser extent, her performance. She rushes out, declaring the play will run for 20 years. Viola admits to Jake that she was just supposed to do the special effects for the play, but Jake is even more impressed that she worked on them. He and Viola repeatedly compliment each other as the episode ends. Viola begins the episode worried that she's not good enough to impress her dad, simply because she wasn't cast in the lead role. However, she still decides to put her foot in the door. In her words,
"Well, I guess I have to start somewhere."
What I really love about her is that while the stakes of disappointing her dad are set up pretty early, Viola still works hard at the job she was given, from doing laundry to setting up programs, despite LSP's constant degradation. She even has a moment of pride as LSP decides that her work is good enough. From this, we can see that she's already competent and satisfied with her work, just that it didn't fit exactly into what she told her dad. Viola has all of this production value and talent, she just wishes LSP would recognize it. She still wants more and still desires to fulfill what she told Jake, as noted by her mouthing along to the dialogue, but it's kept to mere longing and implications. Her big moment comes when she's decided she's had enough and teleports LSP to the Ice Kingdom. It's a bold move, but I can understand why she'd do it. Note, in real life, teleporting someone using Rainicorn powers to get their role is considered bad theater etiquette. In the end though, this big move didn't change her relationship with LSP much, and improved the play's quality greatly. Viola was a clear choice in acting out Miranda Hobson, and Paget Brewster delivers a fantastic vocal performance as Viola. LSP didn't even turn out that mad in the end. It's important to note that Viola stays humble after this whole affair, even deciding to compliment LSP at the after-party. She came to be proud of the work she was really doing the whole time, and came clean about what her role was. If I were to boil it down, what I got from Viola in this episode is that she is determined, humble, and talented. Jake has an eventful series of episodes with his pups, and this one is really wholesome. He's set up as the stakes of the episode, being that he feels inadequate, and that he can tie Viola's casting in the lead role to his own success as a dad. At first I had a negative view of this for him, but on rewatches I realized that he would have been proud regardless, and that it was merely a surface miscommunication that led to the events of the episode. Jake would have clapped, loved, and supported his daughter every step of the way, regardless of if she got the part or not. We see Jake truly step into this idea when he praises Viola for the special effects with the same enthusiasm as he had for her acting. He may have slipped up a bit, but was a great father when it came down to the wire. The episode ends with them in a compliment back and forth, truly supporting and loving each other. Lumpy Space Princess functions as the antagonist of the episode, and while she is up to her usual adventures, that doesn't mean that we can't examine some of her actions as well. The biggest moment we get is the pseudo-therapy scene, which explains why she decided to write and direct a play in the first place. LSP's insecurities are getting the best of her, and while that doesn't fully exclude her mean actions towards Viola, at least she ends the episode on a high note. What's interesting here is that she and Viola have a very similar arc this episode, both seeking to prove something, and both ultimately having pride in their accomplishments. She's really mean, but at least she lets up and leaves Viola to relish in her victory. All three of the previous characters I detailed deal with insecurities. Viola of her status in the play, Jake with his role as a father, and LSP with her self-image as a princess. These can all come from preconceived notions of what they should be. Viola labels herself as an actress, but she's working menial jobs behind the scenes. Jake is a father, but feels like he isn't fulfilling his role as one. According to LSP,
you know, I may be a princess, but when people meet me, they don't think princess.
All three of them have these labels that they feel they aren't living up to. The way LSP handles it is very LSP of her, simply announcing that her play will go on for 20 years. She overcame her own insecurities by simply being LSP, and rushing headforward into things in her typical obstinate fashion. Jake doesn't outright say that he's overcome his insecurity, but rather he comes into his own by being a good dad to Viola, supporting her and not changing his mind when he learns the truth. Finally, Viola overcomes her insecurity by becoming the lead actress and delivering a rocking performance. But she learns to overcome her general insecurity by being proud of the work that she did do. She learns that even the smaller work she does is worthy of being proud of. In a way, they all overcame their insecurities by being who they are. The other theme I want to discuss is trying to make others proud. When someone you care about is looking up to you, it's very easy to launch into your insecurities. Am I good enough for them? This ties into the previous insecurity theme. Working hard to get someone's approval can be draining sometimes. I myself have worked hard trying to impress certain people, but oftentimes it just led to stressing out and being bombarded with insecurities. Viola was working herself to the bone trying to make Jake and LSP proud. Trying to make Jake proud caused her to risk her relationship with LSP by teleporting her away. But in the end, shouldn't you be proud of the steps you've taken, no matter how small? Viola sure was. She was already great at delivering the summer showers line, but she learned to appreciate delivering the summer shower. Summer Showers gives us an 11-minute package that only Adventure Time could deliver. With a story so rich and cleverly written, is it any wonder why this episode stuck out to a young me so well, that I'm talking about it all these years later? At the beginning of the episode, Viola and Jake attempt to hype each other up, calling each other amazing. But after only saying it once, Viola gets a text from LSP. This is a representation of insecurity, blocking the way of a father and daughter supporting each other.
You're great, kid.
Aw, you're great, Dad.
Only when the insecurities get washed away with an amazing performance and special effects do we end the episode with Jake and Viola complimenting each other, this time not interrupted. Who knows how long they kept that rally going. So, how do you make your loved ones proud? Be proud of yourself. We all have our insecurities, but that blinds us to the fact that as long as we put our best foot forward, our loved ones will be proud of us regardless.
That was my job, actually, putting raindrops on the overcoats. I only went on stage as a last-minute replacement.
You mean you did the special effects? You're amazing, kid.
Oh, you're amazing, Dad.
You're amazing.
You're amazing!